Hi, today we are going to turn a USB flash drive into a portable Swiss Army knife of private browsing and anti-malware. Many times we go on travels and have to use public computers, lobby computers at a hotel, or computers at a place like a public library where you don't know what the person had of you has done, or borrow a co-workers. Again, don't know what they've done with their computer. So it's best to be as safe as possible, and this is one way to do it. Now I've just opened up the browser and put in portableapps.com before we got here, and here we see the site. This is the main tool we'll be using, and then you attach the other tools to it. Portable Apps enables you to basically turn your flash drive into a mini computer of its own. As you see, I'm loading it down here, and it has the words .paf.execute at the end. All Portable Apps files that will be used in this will have that same suffix at the ending. Now that we have it downloaded, we're going to go ahead and install it. It's a matter of double clicking it, and immediately the installer comes up. Of course, agree to the licensing, which basically just says you're not going to resell this. We're going to do a new install, and we're of course going to install the portable device. You can put it in other locations, but this is all we're going to be worried about. And I'm going to, of course, I have two flash drives in here. I'm going to choose the one that says test drive, because that's what we're doing. And I'm going to click install. Now the actual installation doesn't take very long, but while we're doing that, let's look at what else is available at portableapps.com. When you go to the apps, you will see the full listing that they have on their website, and it is quite extensive. As you can see, you have educational materials such as portable planetariums, programming materials, and plenty of games, graphics, including the famous GIMP, which is basically a lot like an Adobe Photoshop, and you have internet, which we'll get back to some of those. They include all the different major browsers, including portable versions of Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome, DVD and music, Office, and what we're looking for here, which is the security and utilities. Now, let's go ahead and choose one of these. In this case, the Kaspersky TSSD Killer Portable. You can click that, and it'll also give an option of downloading it. But we're not going to do that this time, because now that the other setup is done, I'll show you a quicker way. Let's go ahead and close the browser as well. There. Now, when you first install it, the first thing it'll do is start on this checking for app screen. This means it's actually looking for a full listing of the programs itself. Now, as you see, there's checkboxes for each of the programs. You can check as many of the programs as you want, as long as you have space for it on your drive. They range all the way from 2 or 3 megabytes up to half a gig. So be careful. As you can see, they have the download size and the actual size installed aside, so you can kind of customize it according to your needs. For demonstration purposes, we're just going to go down here and select a relatively simple utility program. This would be one of the WISE programs. In this case, we're going to put WISE Data Recovery, which is a very good program for pulling a file that you might have deleted and didn't need to. We click Next. And again, if you were doing a normal installation, you might have 10 or 15 of these programs, some of which I'll show you in a minute. The only reason why we're doing it just one now is to speed things up a little. It's a short program, doesn't take very long. Now, if you're using that method and installing programs, word of caution: the more you do, the longer it'll take. I've installed as many as 15 before, starting up like that, and it took about 2.5 hours. So you might have a movie in the DVD player while you do this. Now, as you see, we now have this program in here. While we got it up, let's go ahead and make this a little prettier. And click Themes. And there's various versions of what we just saw right here. I'm going to go with something a little darker, so it's easier to see. Now, give you a better idea of what we want, I'm going to go ahead and pull up one that's already been pre-done, since you already have the basics there. Now, you notice the minute I clicked the Start Execute function, next to the Portable Apps little arrow, it popped up, and then you see this. This is one of the advantages to Portable Apps. It automatically updates all the software you have. Now, I don't have 10 minutes to upload LibreOffice, which takes a while, but McAfee Stinger is a antivirus that we're going to be installing, and that we already have installed and that you should install. So let's go ahead and click it. And then while we're doing that, I'll go up and show you what we have. Now, as you can see, there's all kinds of programs already installed on this flash drive. What we want to emphasize on is utilities. I have the data recovery there, program installer, registry cleaner, and security. What's being updated is McAfee Stinger, which is a very effective antivirus, albeit a free one, and as well as Kaspersky TSS Killer, which is also, again, a very specific one meant to kill rootkits, which are rather hard to wipe out. It doesn't do any other form of computer virus or malware. Another one we have on here is an eraser program. There's at least 3 available at the portable.com site. Choose whichever one you want. Our little update's finished. And we also have ClamWim, which is a very interesting open source antivirus that has what has to be the ugliest interface in the world, but it's simple and relatively effective. All the software on Portable Apps is free software. Yes, they do make paid versions of these too, but those are full-fledged those are full-fledged programs that cover multiple problems, multiple types of malware. These are a little more focused. The advantage is you're taking this with you wherever you go. So you can go ahead, and if you're using a public computer, let's say at a hotel lobby or somewhere, or a public library, you can click one of these tools and it'll do a quick survey for you. Now, Internet Explorers. This is the other thing that this gives you the opportunity to. Some of the programs, and I already mentioned Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, are available this way. You can put these on your flash drive, and you're never actually using their computer. You're really using your own version of it that you can customize in whichever way you want. Now, well, we're going to do one step better than those. As I mentioned, most of these apps are all available at the portableapps.com site. But there are other sites where you can also download them, including a few that don't have listed. One of those is a site known as softpedia.com. And specifically, the one we're going to look for at this site, which is a reputable site, is Tor Portable. Now, some of you go down to you get the actual one, Tor Portable 5.1. It's most recent. Tor is a project started by the U.S. Navy years ago to create a web browser that enables you to be anonymous. In other words, no one really knows who you are and which computer is accessing the system. This was meant originally for people like U.S. naval intelligence agents in faraway places to send in reports, make contact, and find out what's going on in the outside world. It was eventually made public, And now is one of the primary ways people who are in countries that suffer from censorship and persecution can get on the internet and get information. Now, it does have a somewhat bad reputation because there's also a lot of really, really naughty things on the internet that use what are called onion browser sites, which is Tor stands for the onion router. And these sites are accessible only with the Tor browser and sometimes are used for some very illegal activities. We're not suggesting that, but they are also a great way to keep you anonymous online. To install that, you notice I just downloaded the specific file. That's because you can't get it directly from portableapps.com. So we go over here, we click apps, and we install a new one. And here we see all these different programs that just happen to have the PAF ending. You'll click this one, which is our Tor browser, and open, and it begins the installation process onto the flash drive. Now, a few more words about Tor. The way Tor works is simple. If you've ever seen one of those movies where they're trying to track a hacker through the internet and his signal's bouncing from here to there and here to there, well, that's basically what Tor does. It has several different spots that your signal will go to before it gets to its final destination. When it gets to the final destination, they will see one of these other sites, these routing sites, as the identifier instead of you. This gives a certain amount of privacy and a certain amount of protection while you're on the internet. Now, there are a few sites here and there that will not let themselves be accessed with Tor, but by and large, the majority do. Now, as you can see, Tor is going to take a little while to install, but it's one of those that'll be worth it once you get there. It operates just like an ordinary web browser, other than its own special software built in that takes you to the onion routing sites. Now, while that's loading on that particular flash drive, we are going to open it up on a different one, just so you can see what's going on. And yes, you can have 2 different, or even 3 different, depending on how many flash drives you have in your computer, that you're capable of doing at the same time. It's one of the nice parts about these. I can have multiple things running at the same time. So, sorry, wrong one. Here we go. Yeah. Here is what the Tor browser will look like once it's all fully set up. Now, the Tor browser has one drawback to it, and that's speed. Since your signal is getting bounced through several different servers, it's going to be a bit slower. You're not going to use this to watch a whole lot of movie downloads, although you definitely can, unless you have a really good internet connection. It's mostly used for information and transfer of information. And after all, that's what they're about. That's what we want to look at computers for ourselves. Here we go. Now you see it's connecting to the Tor network. Not quite as quick as just clicking on Google Chrome, but pretty close. And here we are. As you see, it looks just like any other web browser, any other search engine. And let's just put in, just to have a place to go to, Tumblr, very inoffensive web blogging site. Notice it comes with a search engine called DuckDuckGo. This is a search engine that does not track or keep track of any of your personal information. Unfortunately, Google Chrome and most others do. And again, as you can see, you can just access any other thing, Wikipedia, whatever else you want for information. It comes already built in with several different security features, HTTPS everywhere, for example. Make sure that you have a good encrypted connection with most of the websites that you'll be getting into. It isn't an antivirus. What it is a matter of keeping you free and clear on the internet of a lot of censorship, and it makes it very, very hard to track who you are and where you're from, which gives you a degree of privacy that you don't have with ordinary browsers. At the same time, these utilities that we have on here, you can also do other things. For example, clean out the registry cleaner, or some of the other utilities can do things like empty out and erase your recycle bin more thoroughly than Windows ever will. And if you're on the run doing something, not only can you access Google Chrome or Tor, but you can also use it for ordinary office work using programs like LibreOffice. And then once everything's all on there and all installed, there you have it. A tiny little flash drive you can take with you and go anywhere, check for viruses on a computer anywhere, or use your own browser, use the Tor browser, use Google, whatever you want, in order to keep out of harm's way. Thank you for your time. Look forward to talking to you again.